Government agencies throughout the world have initiated testing of diesel emissions to protect the environment. Violators of the clean air measures face fines and possible removal of their trucks from the highway. With your purchase of the SmokeCheck 1667, you have taken the first step in ensuring that your vehicles will pass inspection and your business will not be interrupted. The SmokeCheck 1667 Smoke Opacity Meter is the state-of-the-art portable instrument for measuring diesel emissions. It meets all the latest SAE J1667 specifications and features exceptional accuracy and ease of use. The unit is lightweight, portable, and can be operated by one person for a quick test. It is so compact that it can fit in the passenger seat of the cab. It is also Y2K compliant. The user does not have to use a PC in order to operate the system. Among key operational features, the SmokeCheck 1667 will automatically compensate the readings for atmospheric conditions such as relative humidity, barometric pressure, and ambient temperature. This is essential because atmospheric conditions can make the test results off by up to 13.2 percentage points. These three atmospheric conditions and the corrected test results due to these conditions are clearly stated on the test result printout. Additionally, the unit comes with a sealed lead-acid gel cell battery. The battery lasts for 40 hours between charges and cannot be overcharged when using the supplied dual-mode battery charger. The system comes with a battery charger that can be plugged into a regular 110-volt outlet overnight. You can also use the cigarette lighter adapter to recharge the system in a car or truck. This video covers testing using the snap acceleration procedure. A snap can be described as pushing the gas pedal to the floor of the cab as quickly as possible. The pedal must be held to the floor for 4 seconds. Opacity is measured by shining a light beam through a plume of smoke and determining the percent of light blockage. Percent opacity means percent of light blockage. The SmokeCheck 1667's partial flow sensor head will conduct the test prior to the smoke leaving the smokestack or tailpipe, so testing can occur outside, even in light to medium wind. Since temperatures can vary greatly between summer and winter, the SmokeCheck 1667 has a wide temperature range to provide for these weather variances. It can be used between 0 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. This test is performed on a stationary diesel-powered vehicle. The smoke opacity test system consists of 3 components: sensor head, main instrument, which is housed in the carrying case, and the handheld terminal unit. There are also optional oil temperature and RPM sensors. Included with the system is an adjustable pole used to place the sensor head in vertical exhaust stacks. All the instruments are necessary for conducting the smoke opacity test. Before beginning the test, it is necessary to chalk the tires. Also, determine engine horsepower or measure the exhaust stack diameter in inches. One of these figures will need to be entered into the user data routine when prompted. The handheld terminal displays the results of the test and allows the user to input data that can be printed and saved in memory. The handheld terminal will give step-by-step instructions that are displayed on 4 lines of 20 characters per line. The first text display is SmokeCheck 1667 Opacity Meter, Red Mountain Engineering, Lake Forest, California. Open the SmokeCheck 1667 carrying case. Turn the system on by pressing the white power button. Remove the handheld terminal unit. You are now at the main menu. The following options are displayed. Press 1 to test menu, 2 to edit settings, 3 calibrate meter. Press 1 test menu and another menu will appear. Press 1 enter user data. Press 2 enter user data. Press 3 enter user data. Press 4 enter user data. Press 5 enter user data. Press 6 enter user data. Press 7 enter user data. Press 8 enter user data. Press 9 enter user data. Press 10 enter user data. Press 11 enter user data. Press 12 enter user data. Press 13 enter user data. Press 14 enter user data. Press 15 enter user data. Press 16 enter user data. Press 17 enter user data. Press 18 enter user data. Press 19 enter user data. Press 20 enter user data. Press 21 enter user data. Press 22 enter user data. Press 23 enter user data. Press 24 enter user data. Press 25 enter user data. Press 26 enter user data. Press 27 enter user data. Press 28 enter user data. Press 29 2 to begin testing, 3 to check sensor. Press 1, enter user data. Note that this is an optional step. Completing this step allows the user to enter text. This data will be shown on the printout and is used for record-keeping purposes. The system will prompt you to enter the vehicle identification number. Press the Enter key after this and all subsequent information is entered. Enter the year and make of the vehicle. Enter the year of the engine. Enter the mileage. Enter the engine manufacturer. Enter horsepower or enter the exhaust stack diameter. One or the other must be entered. Enter the tester's name. If a mistake is made, simply hold down the Shift key while pressing backspace. If the user chooses not to enter all this data, Begin Testing should be selected. The year of the engine and the engine horsepower or stack size is the only information that needs to be entered. Once the user data is entered, the test menu is automatically displayed. At this point, it is important to ensure the sensor head is not in the stack. Press 2 Begin Testing. The meter will display Visual Inspection. Press 1 for OK. Press 2 for Reject. This check is to ensure the vehicle is in proper condition. The scrolling instruction asks, is the air conditioning off? Is all of the auxiliary equipment off? Is the engine warmed up? These items affect the operation of the engine and therefore affect the amount of smoke emitted. Press 1. The meter will then ask, perform cleanout snaps? Press Y or N. The meter will display a scrolling instruction along the bottom line of the display. The instruction line is, cleanout snaps will not count for the test, but will remove loose soot from the system. The SAE J1667 specification calls for 3 preliminary snaps before the opacity of the system is measured. It is not unusual for the cleanout snaps % opacity to be slightly higher than the real snaps. Press Y to indicate that cleanout snaps are to be done. Is the sensor out of the stack? After pressing Y, the meter will perform the zero procedure. This is done to make sure the system is in proper working order prior to running the test. The meter will display, place sensor in the stack to begin test. Press any key. The meter will display a scrolling instruction along the bottom line of the LCD. The instruction line is, rev engine to max and hold for 4 seconds. Push Next Test F4 to complete 1 cycle. Push any key to start. This instruction will scroll along the bottom of the screen until a key is pressed. Until the key is pressed, testing cannot begin again. This is an informational screen only. After the key has been pressed, the following screen is displayed. Opacity 0%, peak 0%, timer. Numbers will range from 0 to 9 seconds. Quickly depress the accelerator pedal to the floor and hold for 4 seconds after the maximum engine RPMs are reached. Use the displayed timer to ensure that at least 4 seconds have elapsed. After 4 seconds, take your foot off the accelerator and press Next Test, the F4 key. Wait will be displayed on the same line as the timer for 9 seconds following any test. The keypad will not operate until this 9-second delay elapses. This delay is to give the engine enough time to get back to idle between snaps. The measured peak opacity is now displayed under number 1. This is the first out of 3 tests required. Repeat the above steps 2 more times to measure the opacity of the smoke, a total of 3 times. Since the 3 cleanout snaps have been done, now is the time for the real snaps. You will see the informational screen again telling you how to do a snap. Press any key. The meter will display the following message as it measures the atmospheric conditions. Reading sensors. The meter will then repeat the previous opacity, peak, and timer displays. This begins the official opacity test. In order for the test to be valid, the difference between the highest opacity reading and the lowest opacity reading must be within 5 percentage points. Repeat the same procedure used for the cleanout snaps. After the 3 real snaps are completed, the meter will display "Remove the sensor from the stack. Press any key to continue." Remove the sensor from the stack and press any key. The meter will perform the post-test zero procedure. This procedure will ensure that the optics are clean. The meter will display "Post-test zero check passed. Test is valid. Press any key." Press any key on the terminal. The meter will display the results of the 3 snap tests along with the average of the 3. The meter will display a scrolling instruction along the bottom line of the LCD. The instruction line is, "Test is valid. To print results, press Print F5 key." If the 3 real snaps are not within 5 percentage points between the high and low snap, the scrolling instructions will tell you that the test is invalid and give you the option of retesting the vehicle. Test can be invalid because the engine was not warmed up, the cleanout snaps were not performed, or the gas pedal is not pushed quickly to the floor and held for 4 seconds for each snap. In this case, our test is valid. Press Print F5 key. Saved data is automatically displayed. If the data needs to be stored, press Y. If not, press N. PC interface software is included so users can store and download up to 100 tests. Print the test. Press Y or N will automatically be displayed. If the data needs to be printed, press Y. If not, press N. If Y was selected, the meter will display Print Test again. Press Y or N. Pressing Y will print a copy of the test printout. The last calibration date and the date and time of the test is automatically printed on the printout. The computer interface program can also be used to interface to a dynamometer. After the printing is complete, the message "Retest same vehicle, press Y or N" is displayed. Pressing Y saves the user data and allows the test to be redone without re-entering the information. Pressing N erases the user data so that information on another vehicle can be entered. The SmokeCheck 1667 comes with a plain paper printer and a full roll of paper. When a pink band appears at the edge of the paper, it's time to change the roll. First, slide the cover back and remove it. Lift up the right side of the paper roll, then the left, noting where the paper enters the printer. Install the spindle in the new roll of paper and place above the printer. Do not install at this time. Feed the paper into the printer while pushing the paper feed button, exposing about 3 inches of paper. Roll up the slack in the paper and install the left side of the spindle into the slot before the right side. This is opposite of the way you remove the roll. Feed the paper through the slot in the cover, install the cover, and push forward. To change the printer ribbon, open the cover of the printer by sliding it back. Push the right side of the printer ribbon where it says Push. Lift out and remove the old ribbon. To install the new printer ribbon, feed the printer ribbon across the paper. Install the right side, then the left side. Push the paper feed button until the ribbon seats itself. Feed back the paper through the cover and push forward. Disconnect the gray cable from the sensor head. Place the sensor head on a table or workspace. To remove the tube assembly from the nozzle, release these 3 clamps. The clamps are locked into position by this small tab. To release the clamp, first push down on the small locking tab while you pull open the clamp. Repeat for the other 2 clamps. Once all 3 clamps are unlocked, hold open the clamp catches and lift off the tube assembly. The light beam comes out of this hole and through the smoke and into the detector at the other side. Moisten a cotton swab with glass cleaner and carefully insert it into one of the light holes to clean the LED. Moisten the other end of the swab and clean the light detector in the opposite hole. Pick up the tube assembly and place it back on top of the nozzle. Hold open the clamp catches so the tube assembly fits firmly into the 3 prongs on the nozzle. Make sure that all 3 of the catches grab onto the button heads sticking out of the nozzle prongs. Now that all 3 of the clamp catches are grabbing the button heads, push the clamp closed to lock it. Repeat for the other 2. Reattach the gray cable and turn on the power. After the main menu displays, press the T key. The upper number should be between 200 and 240. If you have any questions, please contact us at Red Mountain Engineering. For added protection during storage, there is an optional hard protective case for the sensor head and accessories.